be playing Tiny Living Dead by Alan Barr of Gala Night Games. This is his latest system line in the Tiny D6 system. So we're going to try it out with a somewhat short scenario, hopefully, and see how it goes. Have two players. They each will be playing a primary character, and if their primary character doesn't live, they have a backup character they'll bring into the scene. But quick scenario wise, it's about a year after these zombies have first appeared and the apocalypse has started. So these characters are somewhat veterans of this. Um, they live in a small encampment they have built that is pretty secure along a pretty rural area with some forested area and hills. And they really don't have many stragglers that come up. But as we begin this game, at the front gate, we'll start out. Crystal, if you'll tell me about your character is on guard duty there at the front gate, if you'll tell me about who you're going to be playing and all that.
Yeah, I'm playing Andrew Martinez. He was part of the military back when this all started up. But he's learned, over his time that guns don't seem to do much good on these things, and the loud noise only draw more in. So he sticks to using a falchion now, right, to cut these things up. Falchions cut through flesh real easy, so he uses falchion, and he has a shield that he fashioned out of like some metal that they ripped off of a car and managed to melt it down in the town and everything. And he's mostly a guard around town.
All right, sounds good. As you're on guard duty, you notice a lone figure that is walking up the road, towards your gate and all that. He's dressed in like what appears to be very faded old military fatigues and stuff. Maybe he got them from an Army Navy type store or something. But he's got a hooded jacket on. It's pulled kind of around his face, and you would know it's early spring. It's starting the plants and grass are starting to sprout up and come up, but it's still pretty cool in the daytime. And you see he's got slung on his shoulder. You can tell he's definitely got probably some type of high-powered rifle, and he's got a belt with some type of firearm on his side. I mean, and he's holding his hands, out like that as he's walking along, but his head's kind of down. But he's holding them, in a non-aggressive way as he's walking up to the gate. And about this point, Ridge, your character is on guard duty at the gate also, and you see this figure approaching. If you want to introduce who you're going to be playing.
All right, let me go ahead and get my character sheet out. I'm playing nerd, an age of 16. His name is Terrence Kegel. He has, he's a stereotypical nerd, slicked hair to the side, light brown, glasses that have been taped back together. The only thing that's missing is a pocket protector. To keep his not memory, but keep a memento sort of the bygone days, he took a metallic ruler and kind of sharpened down to keep his whole theme with him. A form of identity to keep himself together.
All right, perfect. This figure keeps walking, towards both of you, and like I say, you cannot see his face as he's kind of got it down. Plus the hood's up, but he's like I say, his hands are still out, and he's walking slowly towards the gate.
What's our current technology state? Do we have radios and stuff for it still, or?
Yeah, it would be current year or so when this happened.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Martinez gets on his radio and says, stranger approaching the gate. Looks like he has guns on him. And he'll allow the guy to, approach. He'll keep his hands near his sword. He's not gonna hold it in a threatening way or anything, but he's ready to draw just in case, because you never know. It could have been a zombie that just managed to still have weapons on it.
Terrence prepares to sharpen ruler.
So Andrew will call out to him, like, "Hey, you infected?"
When you call out to him, he raises, up, and you can see the face, very clean shaven. Appears probably, of course, with this going on, who knows with age anymore, with the stress. But he appears probably in his early 30s. But you can see the human face, and he goes, "No, man, not me." He said, I just I smelled the food cooking, and just maybe I could stop by for a meal, and well, I've got a little proposition that maybe I could speak to one of your leaders about. I think would benefit it'd benefit all of you.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, are you the leader?
I'm a sergeant. I'm in control of a small platoon here.
Well, good, man. Maybe you're the one that we need to know first. A couple days travel from here, there's a location. Well, let's put it this way: it's kind of hidden, but I discovered it and come up on a. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very large weapons cache that is hidden. Of course, there's one issue though. It was well guarded, and well, it seems like the guards have turned. So probably going to need some help, getting into place. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. All I want is just some ammo for my rifle and my pistol. Whatever else you find there, you can have for your community, man. That's all I want. Just I need some more ammo, and that's really it.
Well, that seems like a good proposition. Out of character, Nezrek, what's your character's name?
Oh, my character's name is Terrence.
Terrence, okay.
So he'll call over to, he'll say, "Hey, Terrence, go ahead and ask him to open up the gate." And Andrew will lead, have the guy, like bring him in.
Terrence gives a nod, talks, or I would guess he would say it on the radio. He takes his radio up and he's like, "We got a newcomer. We kind of need a lot of men."
Yeah, and you get a response back. Of course, they have a couple guys down at the bottom of the gate that will check him, and they, when he comes in. But if a stranger keeps approaching, he's like, "Look, man, whatever your rules are, I don't mind leaving my weapons somewhere, but as long as I got access to them in case y'all get stormed by some of those walking people, man, I just whatever you want to do, but you can do whatever. I'm cool."
Well, we haven't had a problem with bloodskins here yet. Everyone's allowed to carry their weapons. As long as you don't use them on any humans, we'll be all right.
Man, you ain't got to worry about that. I just want a hot meal and tell you about what I know about this. What I think is going to be a pretty big weapons cache, and if a couple of y'all could go with me, I think it'd be pretty easy pickings.
Sure. Yeah. Let me see if I can get the captain, and we'll get you a meal set up. And I'll say on the radio, like newcomers asking to speak with the captain. Says he knows some valuable information for us. Something about a weapons cache.
Yeah, and as he gets closer to the gate, maybe they pat him down or whatever real quick as he starts coming in. Both of y'all roll just a standard 2d6. If, unless you have like a perceptive or something like that, you could do advantage. But
okay. I don't think I do. Mm-hmm.
I got a 5 and a 3 on the other.
All right.
Got one success. I got no success.
All right, Terrence, you notice that sure enough, when he gets up closer and starts coming in the gate, you get a glance about his clothing. You know, it's the military type of clothing and stuff, and it seems to pretty new as far as it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's torn or worn or something. It seems to be pretty new. But and you notice that he has a military rifle. Appears that he has like an AR-15. Has a nice rifle, a nice pistol as he comes into the gate.
Uh, hmm. Terrence will decide to give him the evil eye. And not try to stir any trouble just yet.
Yeah, and he comes on in. Andrew, if you have him a meal served, you know, and maybe some people come up to speak to him, you know, he tells you that he's been traveling. You know, he travels alone. He's been traveling alone for some time, and he just, you know, goes from place to place, you know, and gets whatever he needs to sustain himself, as food and clothing wise, and you know, he says, well, you know, I've got these weapons that protect me and stuff, but he said, I'm still pretty fast and pretty quick. And you can tell he's in very good athletic shape still.
Must be damn lucky. Wanderers don't last long, from what I hear.
Well, some of them don't, but you know, if you keep in your mind survival and a will to live, that's what it takes out here now.
Terrence flexes a really flimsy arm and says, "All I got smarts."
Huh. The stranger looks at you and he goes, well, smarts counts a lot too. And by the way, most people call me Bill. My real name's William, but y'all can call me Bill.
All right, Bill. So, let me ask you some grub in front of you. What do you know about this? What about this weapons catch you were talking about?
Well, I guess it was pretty much by accident the way I found it. I was just, you know, traveling through, and like I say, you know, and I saw this. Part of it appears to be underground, maybe like a underground bunker or something. And you know, I kept observed it for quite some time, and I saw these. Well, you know, those walkers. They were soldiers dressed in soldier uniforms, and it looks like I didn't see any humans left. I don't think there's any living left. But just knowing by looking at that, and like I say, knowing about how things are built and all that, that's got to be some kind of bunker with maybe, I don't know if it's government weapons they had in there, if it's a state deal, or maybe some private citizen had it. But man, if you don't know how to get to it, you would never find it. So it looks like it's been untouched.
Shit. Sounds like it's at least worth sending a small team.
Terrence has the educated trait. Could he perhaps try to press Bill for information, so you can figure out what, you know, might be there besides weapons or any other supplies?
Yeah, let me read that real quick. Yeah, you can make a advantage test, 3d6, and let me know if you get a 5 or 6 on any of them.
All right. I got a 1, a 3, and a lucky 6.
Yeah, you think about it a little bit, you know, as he's telling the story, and then it hits you. You know, he says about a 2-day travel, and he tells you the direction he come from, and then it hits you all of a sudden. Well, you remember maybe hearing about it in the news before the fall, before zombies came. That you remember hearing a story about a government bunker that they had been building and installing there to store some government equipment. Of course, in the news, it didn't say anything about a military type stuff, though.
Terrence relays this information to any of the leaders, specifically Andrew first, and then on to, you know, who else.
Yeah. If Andrew has a military background, has he ever heard of this place before?
You can roll. I'll give you advantage too, then, if you got a military background.
Okay. 1-5.
Yeah, you after you think about it and then hear Terrence tell the story and you think about it a little bit, you remember seeing maybe the same news stories, and what was put across the news was just some government installation to store extra equipment, but you don't remember them saying anything specific about military or.
Shit, Area 15, man. I forgot all about that place. I mean, it was all just speculation, but I had people that told me that they were storing extra arms out this way in one of those bunkers. Man, I mean, it really feels like this is too good to not look into.
Terrence agrees and says, "We should probably get leaving soon then."
Yeah. So I guess Andrew reports to his captain or whatever and lets him know the situation and lets him know, he would like to head out with Terrence, and if they return with good report, then it would be worth sending, if they have, so they can know if they should send more men or not, and then if he doesn't return, then there's no reason to investigate it further because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, one of the leaders tells you that for you and Terrence to go and grab a couple more people, which would be your backups. So he tells you to grab, and take you two and two others and the stranger and leave out in the morning.
Sounds good. Andrew knows a girl named Lulu. She's a quiet little thing, and he trusts her.
Terrence just tries to look for any help. He kind of keeps to himself. Not very popular, so he doesn't really know anyone.
All right. The stranger entertains Bill, and entertains some questions that you would have during the evening, and he agrees it'd be best to rest up and head out first thing in the morning.
Sounds good. So I'll spend the evening getting my sword ready, sharpen it up, make sure that my gear's in order, and get my shield, make sure my shield is well maintained and everything.
Yep, you're able to load up on these supplies, enough food and water to take with you to last. And, he reiterates that it's probably walking, if nothing, y'all don't have to take any detours, any running into much stuff, that it's going to take you about probably 2 days. It's about a 2-day travel on foot.
Sounds good. Maybe we'll
Sounds like a plan.
Find an operational Hummer that we can bring back. Maybe it'll have a CD player and we can listen to some music again.
Some more toilet paper would be nice.
Yeah, great.
Yep, y'all rest up then for the evening, and you wake up the next morning. The stranger is ready. You see he's pretty refreshed and ready to go, waiting on you at the gate as y'all will head out that morning. You travel on foot, and he'll make small talk. I mean, he doesn't go into any long stories. You can tell he's probably not much of a chatter, but he's used to being by himself, so there's no one to talk to. But he'll entertain any questions that y'all would have throughout the morning as you travel.
Yeah. Andrew's not much of a talker either. Trying to survive out here. It's probably best to be a little bit quiet. Always trying to stay alert and make sure nothing's coming for you.
Terrence asks if he had any hobbies, before they rose. Specifically talking about the Blueskins.
Say again, Ridge. Your volume was low for me.
Oh, sorry. Terrence asked if he had any hobbies, before the fall of humanity.
Yeah, if you ask him that, he laughs and he says, "Well, I probably don't look like it, but I kind of did artwork. I was an artist, man. I drew a lot of different type of art and stuff, and of course that wasn't my full time job, but I did enjoy my artwork. And don't do it anymore now." What about you?
Terrence kind of itches his head and he's like, well, I was focused on school mostly. Comic books, video games, stabbing the jocks in their sleep. Unfortunately, it's all gone, so I just work on medicine and chemicals.
Well,
Anything I like.
that's a good thing to work on. I mean, we still need that kind of stuff, you know. I mean, what about you, Andrew? What did you do?
I don't know. I joined the military pretty much straight out of high school. I was still in the military when this happened. I was actually supposed to be out in just 4 months. Focused on that kind of stuff. I didn't really have many hobbies outside. There were a few guys in my platoon that we'd get together every once in a while and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was a
D&D.
pretty popular game.
Yeah, but then that crappy 5th edition came out, so it's probably best that it all ended anyway.
Shots fired!
Y'all continue on throughout the day, and coming into the afternoon, you would know it's probably a couple hours before maybe you would need to find some type of camp for the night. And as you do, Ridge, roll me 2d6.
2d6 coming right up. I got a 1 and a 4.
Yeah, y'all proceeded. It's been a very quiet, peaceful day. You haven't met any more survivors, any living or living dead or anything. I mean, it seems to be pretty smooth and peaceful sailing at this point. And Bill, when he gets closer he says, well, we probably should try to find a place to set up a camp for the night. I mean, we want to be a little secure.
Yeah, I agree. We should probably try and get to the tallest place that we can. Is there like a building or anything in the area? Like somewhere we could climb up on top of like a roof or something like that?
No, this area that you've been traveling through is all pretty much a rural area. You go through some spotted trees and forests. There are some like a small hill in the area, but there's really, a few farmhouses and stuff you've passed by, but this is not really in a metropolitan area.
Okay. What? How about like the tallest hill or something?
Yeah, you could find a slope of a hill to try to set up a camp.
At least we'll have a little bit of high ground then. Are there any like trees or anything around?
Yeah, there are scattered trees around.
Would it be possible especially if all three of us work together, that we could take down some branches and make little spears out of them to put in the ground? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also remember, there's really 5 of y'all total. Even though your backups are not playing right now, there's 5 of you in the group. But yeah, y'all could set up a perimeter like that, no trouble.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good to me too.
Yeah, and you notice that Bill seems to set up a makeshift deal and starts doing some cooking, to cook something to eat. It seems like, of course, being by himself, or what he says he's always by himself, he seems to be pretty good at cooking. So he makes a pretty decent meal while y'all are doing that.
Yeah, pretty good. Better than the stuff that they serve back at the compound.
It's better than my mother's cooking. And while they're eating, Terrence is gonna put his food down and take small bites so he can keep on the watch out, for any blueskins or raiders and bandits and the like who are on the lookout to, raid and bandit.
Yeah, and it's still pretty peaceful and quiet. I mean, you haven't sensed anything. You don't hear any noises as far as any vehicles or any human voices or any voices coming from the living dead or something. I mean, it's pretty quiet and peaceful as y'all set up for the night. And as you do, we'll figure out watches. Bill says that he likes to turn in fairly early, so he says he'll take first watch and leave the other two to y'all.
Yeah, I'll take. I think I should take the morning watch. That's usually where when stuff kind of tends to get busy.
Terrence will make sure their equipment is up to snuff and or if there's anything that needs to be fixed or improved.
Yep, you get everything in order, and then as you two are resting, and Bill takes the first watch. Next thing you know, he's waking you up, Terrence. He says, "Man, it was pretty quiet and peaceful. Not even much critters out there making noises. So I hope your watch is as good as mine was." And as he wakes you up and gets you stirring for yours, you see him go and lay out into a sleeping bag.
Terrence just on mine says, "Well, if there is any problems, I'll just introduce them to the ruler."
Hey, roll me a d6, Terrence.
Oh, jeezy lordy. Okay, I'm on that. Oh, I got a 3.
Yeah, your watch goes pretty quiet and peaceful. I mean, you don't hear much forest critters or anything. You hear no noise from the nearby roadway or anything. I mean, it goes by pretty uneventful too. As you're able to get up Andrew next.
Andrew will go and watch. I'm assuming Lulu is probably on watch with him. So
Oh yeah.
roll a d6.
Yep, please.
3.
Yeah, I mean, it goes by pretty much like Terrence told you the last two did. Nothing happens, and before you know it, the sun's rising, and you see Bill jump up at sunlight, and he's up going too.
Well, last night went by smoothly enough.
Terrence sleepy-eyed, make sure his glasses are like still together, and he's like, "That's good to hear." And he goes to Andrew's like, "So, do you think Lulu is perhaps single?"
I don't know, man. It's not really the kind of girl I'd go after. She's the take you for everything you have and leave you on the street corner kind of girl.
Terrence just looks at you, looks down, and motions towards his body and his face, and he's like, "Do you think I'm going to get any relationships looking like this?"
And don't put yourself down like that, man.
Terrence just says, like, he mumbles, he'll just take what he can get this point before he goes back to doing whatever it was he needs to do.
Andrew would just give him a shoulder, like, pat his shoulder.
Yeah, and Bill gets all his gear together, and he says, "All right, if we make good time today, I don't know, I'm a pretty good judge of where I'm at, but I think maybe we could make it by maybe nightfall if we don't have anything that sidetracks us."
Sounds good. Sooner we get there, the better. Let's raid Area 15 and get the hell out.
As y'all begin the day out, you noticeably start coming into what would be more of a residential type. You start seeing more outside neighborhoods and stuff, and you start coming to what would be a medium, probably a medium-sized town. And Bill says, "Well, I try to stay out of those areas. I mean, it would be faster probably to go through town and get to where we need to go, or we can try to cut through some of these neighborhoods and go a little bit longer route. Whatever you two want to do."
Okay, so cutting through town is shorter.
Yeah, I think cutting through town would probably shave us a little time off, but I just, who knows what's in town?
I mean, you'd think that any food that could have possibly been found there would have been taken by now. Also, the Blueskins would likely have moved on, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you would think so. I mean, but a lot of times you got to worry about the living too.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The
What do you?
living can run
But
faster.
like I say, man, it don't matter with me. Whatever, we'll go anyway. I mean, I think we're pretty well prepared.
What do you think, Terrence? Andrew asked. Terrence?
Oh, sorry about that. What'd you say?
What do you think? Should we cut through town, make it shorter but possibly more dangerous, or should we cut through the fields and take a little longer to get to our destination?
Well, Terrence in this case is going to use his eidetic, his memory trait, the eidetic memory, to see if he can remember anything at all, rumors about this place, any bandits, raiders, anything that might be of danger that might have gotten to him somehow. If that is okay.
Yeah, go ahead and try that. You'll need a 4 or 5 or 6
All right.
standard 2d6 test.
Oh, 2d6? Let me go and roll my other one. I got 2 2s. He doesn't know shit, I'm guessing.
Nope, nothing comes to mind at all.
Terrence says if they stick to the shadows or any alleyways, then they should have a good chance of going through the town, but it is still an equal risk. But he also says they might find supplies they could use in there that might not have been discovered yet.
That's a good point. All right. Well, let's cut through town then. I mean, I want to get to this place as quickly as we can anyway. And, hopefully there's not anything in there that's too dangerous to us. If it is other people, who knows? Maybe they'll have sympathy with, their human brethren.
Yeah, Bill takes off then, and as y'all get back on the roadway and start moving into town, and you can tell most of the everything you don't see. It doesn't seem to be any recent vehicles through here or anything that would indicate anybody through this side recently. Everything's quiet. You don't see any Blueskins, as y'all call them. You don't see any of them walking around. You don't see. It's just almost peaceful, quiet. But as you move further into the town itself, all of a sudden, all of you will hear a scream come out, and you hear the words, "No, don't do it!" And you can definitely tell it come from a human. It appears to be coming from a couple streets up, maybe. It's kind of the sound reverberated from that way.
Terrence looks at everyone and says, it could be a trap, but we could kind of sneak in just to make sure. Although there's trouble, I'm running like hell just to let that be known.
Uh, hell, fuck yeah. I guess we should check it out. Yeah, Terrence will take out his, or yeah, he'll go ahead and grab his shield and equipped it to his arm. I guess it's like a small kite shield, kind of. And yeah, he'll try and like quickly move towards the area where it came from. If he can, he'll hide behind like a corner or something and peek around to see if he can see anything.
Terrence
All
will
right,
take a
it's,
slender. Sorry.
I'll go and ask what I was going to say, Terrence. How do you want to approach?
Oh. Terrence will stay in the back, or since he's slender, he's only 6 feet, 6 foot tall, which is kind of tall, but not so much. He's very slender, so he can stick behind most of anything. In this case, he's going to take his razor ruler, his sharpened ruler out, and brace himself to shank something.
All right. As you move up, Andrew, and you can see, Bill takes a defensive stance too. He's got his rifle out. As y'all move up, you start hearing what sounds like to be cries and whimpering and stuff from a human female, and then you hear her go, "Don't! I'll do anything. Just don't. Please don't kill him. He hasn't done anything to hurt you. Just let us go. You can have our backpacks." And as you move on up, Andrew, following the street, and maybe you peek around the corner, what you see is appears to be a female and a male. They probably appear to be in their mid-20s that are standing there, and standing around them, you see a group of four men, and they're all wearing like these dark black leather jackets, and as one of them maybe turns and positions himself, you see on the back of the jacket a very large logo and an emblem on the back that says the Death Knights. And both of y'all can roll 2d6 and see if maybe I can tell you anything more about the Death Knights.
I got a 3.
I failed.
3. Yeah, I got a 3 at most, so I'm pretty sure I failed as well.
Yep, if y'all didn't make a 5 or 6, yeah, you don't know. You just see that big deal, and it's got like a skull holding this big bloody-looking dagger with blood dripping off of it. But you can see they're all wearing the same type of jackets. At this point, they haven't noticed y'all because they all pretty much are in a circle around these two and have their backs to where you're at, Andrew.
All right. And I'm guessing they're kind of like what, picking on these people?
Yeah, you can see they're armed. It appears what you can tell, most of them are armed with some type of melee weapons. You don't see any of them. You don't see any firearms that are out right now, but you see they're, pretty much bullying them and probably trying to rob them.
Are there any rocks nearby, like any really small rocks? Pebble, maybe?
Sure, there is.
Could Terrence take that and kind of throw it to the opposite side of whatever to hopefully distract this gang of sorts? I'll say raiders for now, just for simplicity's sake. These raiders, in hopes the woman can get away.
Yeah, roll a standard 2d6 test. Let me know if you get a 5 or 6.
All right. I got a 5 out of my other 1.
All right, perfect. Excuse me. You see one of the guys in this group of 4. You see one of them turn and look the way where the rock come, and he goes, something. They may have some friends over there, and you see him start walking over that way. But the other 3 are standing still, kind of encircling these 2.
Terrence looks over at Andrew and makes a motion across his throat with his razor weapon. and like tries to mouth out the words sneak, jump, flank, anything to kind of give any ideas to like help this lady. But Terrence isn't going there alone because he definitely wouldn't be able to take them all out down.
Yeah. Did Andrew notice that he threw the rock already?
Yeah, I'm sure you would have known it.
All right. I would have to go across the street in order to get to where the rock was thrown.
Well, no, my way I'm assessing it is the rock was thrown probably on past where they're at, on down past where they're at, and this one guy that heard it and is going to investigate it has moved on down further away from that group.
Okay. All right. Well, so it's like 3 of them right now, possibly,
Yep.
or we
Yep.
don't know that they have firearms. Andrew figures really this isn't our fight. So yeah, he's gonna look and give a no kind of shake, and he's gonna start moving away.
As soon as you start moving away, you see one of the what maybe you would think would be the leader of this group. You see that he was holding like a big wooden club, almost like probably a homemade type club, and you see him take it and just pull it up and just hit this boy straight across the head with it, and he falls to the ground. And he goes, yeah, you're going to give us that stuff and more, girl, now. And he starts reaching for her.
Okay. Yeah, it's not his. Yeah, this isn't his. This isn't his responsibility. He's walking away.
All right.
Terrence shrugs and walks away with Andrew. He's not having this shit either. As in, he's not dealing with this.
As y'all move on, then y'all go unnoticed. You see that none of them have turned to see you or notice or hear you, so y'all are able to get away from the area without being noticed from them.
Yeah, sucks, but I mean, we can't risk. We're here for a specific reason, so we can't risk being killed by, some death knights or whatever they are.
You see Bill's stayed quiet. He hasn't really said much to you. I mean, he follows along with y'all's decision. He doesn't really say much. He's like, yeah, man, those guys, I don't know who they are, but they look like trouble, don't they?
That's what I was thinking. And most likely there's more than 4 of them as well. If I had to guess, I mean, there's probably more where that came from. Let's just hope they don't, they don't head towards us. Or let's hope we're not heading towards their hideout.
Well, hopefully we can just two-step it and move on and get to where we need to go. And you see him kind of go into a slow jog as he continues moving out. You can tell he's definitely wanting to get out of the city and back to where the road goes back to where y'all need to go.
Yeah, Andrew is totally behind that idea, and he'll also double time it.
Terrence just follows whatever the rest of the group does. He's more of a follower, not exactly a leader.
Yeah, y'all move throughout. You're back into kind of a semi-rural area as you move outside of the city again, and you see Bill stop. And he's looking at the sun, the setting, the position of the sun, the sky, and like landmarks. And he says, "Well, we're going to have to go off road now, and let's travel through. Probably if we travel through these woods, we should come out there." Man, I hope we come out there a little bit before dark, so maybe y'all can get an eye on it.
Okay, sounds good.
And he takes you through. Of course, there's no trail. You just have to make your way through the woods and the briars and thorns and stuff. But you make your way through in possibly we'll say about an hour, probably before you think it's going to be getting pretty dark. You come up on you see a road, and he says, "Well, yeah, this is it. This this is the road leading into it. And you maneuver on across the road. He takes you across the road, and you start coming in from another direction, and you kind of come where it seems like it's kind of setting down in a valley in a way. And you see a very large, probably 12-foot tall chain link fence around this building. And all the gates, of course, are probably secured and locked. They're all closed. And you see a little guard post that was inside of it. There's no signs or anything up, but you see the building, and it appears the building kind of goes back some, and maybe seems like it does go, like he was saying, maybe part of it goes underground, like underground facility. And you notice walking around inside, this is what you will see. You will see a bunch of these walking around inside. They're still wearing these, you don't know if it's actual government issued soldier uniforms or some kind of private deal, but you can tell they're all not living as they're walking around. Some of them are wearing very large flak vests, and some of them still have weapons shouldered or weapons holstered and all that, and they're just walking around moving fairly slow.
How many?
Roll me 2d6 and test and let me know.
All right. I got 2 6s on that test.
You see what would probably count out as 8 to 10 so far that are walking around around the complex outside the building.
Terrence just whispers fuck under his breath. Looks at Andrew like, what are we going to do about this? We, might die.
Yeah. Are there any fence or razor wire or anything like that between them and us?
Yeah, I just want to say there's a big 10 or 12 foot tall fences around the whole complex.
Well, Bill, I mean, that noise, the noise of that rifle could attract them, but that fence between us, well, you might be able to handle them. You might be able to handle them from here. Mm.
Yeah, Bill looks at you and he goes, well, I guess I need to tell you a little bit more now that we're here. And you see he reaches down inside of his shirt. You could tell he had like a chain or something that he was wearing, like a chain or a necklace you would have thought. But he pulls out and you see this set of keys and he goes, I think this key will get us in the door, but we gotta get past those first. But well, man, I don't know. I haven't told you all the whole story. Here a few weeks ago, I met this old man on the road. He said he was retired colonel, and that he told me about this place and about that it was a government weapons cache for case we were invaded or stuff. We had all that unease going on with the Middle East back then. And well, anyway, one night we got attacked, and one of those man, I don't know if y'all have ever run of those runners though. Man, them guys are fast. Them runner zombies. One of them got hold of them and bit into them, and I was able to get him away from it. But he was infected. Well, he gave me the keys to get into this place and told me that if I find some people that need weapons and stuff, to bring them back here. So I'm sorry I didn't tell you the whole story. I didn't know if I could trust y'all until we got here.
All right. Well, that still doesn't change our situation, really. Maybe we can take those guys out from this distance, and then we can move up. I mean, if it's only these guys that are around the entrance at this point, I mean, there might be some more inside, but if the doors are locked tight, they might not be able to get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is what could be inside that place.
Terrence offers the idea if they got an undead, they could use its blood or anything to maybe mask their scent. Unless, that doesn't work in the Blueskins. I feel like, it would have been tried before if it works or not.
For sure, man. If y'all want to, none of y'all have any kind of firearms.
I mean, the only thing I said I had was my falchion, but I mean, it kind of would make sense if these guys were working for, as guards or something. It makes sense if he had like a pistol or something, I think. But I mean, that's up to you as the GM.
Yeah, I mean, you just wouldn't be proficient with it, of course, probably. But I mean, you would have brought one along, and if that's the plan, if y'all want to try to zap them all, the group of zombie soldiers, y'all could do that. I mean, it wouldn't be no trouble because they're all behind the fence. They're not going to be able to get outside the fence to you, but you're able to do that if you want to go with that plan.
Well, if they can't get outside the fence, then I could just walk up and stab them with the falchion.
Yeah, I mean, any plan that y'all, if you want to do it with firearms, if you want to try to walk up there and get them to the fence and just stab them through the fence.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about firearms is that they're loud and they could draw more attention. All right, yeah. Yeah, let's just like make some spears real quick, and then we can just like go up and like stab them through the fence.
Yeah, your group's able to do that. And one thing you notice about these that appear to be different than maybe any of the living dead you've dealt with, you see all of their eyes are this glowing red, much like in that picture. They all have these glowing red, fiery eyes. And you've never noticed that before in any of the living dead that you've run into or dealt with. But you're able to get them up to the fence, and stab them through the fence and finish them off.
Okay, sounds good. Is there like an entrance fence?
Yeah, there's a main gate and stuff to go through.
Is it like what is it padlock closed, or is there like like an electronic lock or what?
There is a big padlock deal, and Bill tries one of the keys, and it opens the lock. He says, "Well, I guess the old man didn't lie about that. The first key worked."
All right. At this point, Andrew's going to grab his shield, and he's going to go ahead and take out his falchion in case any more of these zombie things appear. And he'll take point and lead the way.
All right. Yeah, y'all are able to open the gate up to walk through.
Terrence just follows silently in the back.
So the outside, is it just like, is there only like one building here, or like, I mean, like, what's it like outside?
Yeah, it's one huge building, and like I say, if you would have observed it enough, you would see the building, is set there, and it has a main entrance, and you see like some probably loading, unloading docks that are closed off to one side, but it appears the building goes back a certain deal, and maybe just the way it's shaped, you would appear it either goes underground or something. It's just the way it's built. It's kind of odd, but yeah, there's just one main building. There's no vehicles parked in front. There's no vehicles that are left in the parking lot.
Is there a sniper tower around?
Nope, no kind of tower.
Huh. And there's no like big guns outside, no like M50s or anything like that outside.
No weapons besides what was on the zombie soldiers. And most of them were carrying rifles and sidearms.
Oh shit! I'll go ahead and take myself a rifle.
All right.
Is there a chance there could be any mines anywhere?
You wouldn't think there'd be anything trapped actually around the outside of the building or the parking lot. I mean, this would appear, where everybody, the main entrance and the only way to come in and out. So you wouldn't think there would be anything on the outside that you would suspect.
Do they have grenades on them?
Nope, just the rifles and sidearms.
All right. Okay, yeah. So I'll grab some ammo and the rifle off of them. I'm going to sling the rifle over. I still have my shield and my sword out for now because, I mean, that's what I'm most proficient with. And these guys, if they get close or whatever, hopefully I can take them out in melee. Like I said, Andrew will give an order that try not to shoot a gun, because that will just draw more attention, and it could draw more than just zombies. So, let's do our best to, do this silently and stuff.
Yep.
And if they have a K-bar on them, he'll definitely take a K-bar as well, because those are good knives.
You make your way up to probably what you would have thought or would have been the main entrance for employees to come in and out of, and it's these keys are very weird. I mean, they're not standard normal keys. Bill messes with a couple of them and puts it into this very secured thick door, and you hear click click as the door pops open. He says, "Well, that one worked too."
All right. Andrew will pull his shield up, and he's gonna be walking with his shield in front of him. Is there any light inside?
Yeah, when you push the door open, you see a long hallway and doors to the right and left, which you would think would be offices. But it appears that whatever kind of backup system they had here is still in effect somewhat. The lighting is very dim. Some of it's kind of phasing off and on, like it's trying to go out. But there's a very dim lit hallway. I mean, you're able to probably see 20 feet in front of you probably without any trouble.
That's actually pretty encouraging. All right. So how many doors are in the hallway?
You would notice that appear this long hallway before it looks like it goes to a T where you can go right and left, but the long hallway, you would notice that there appears to be 3 doors on the right and 3 doors on the left before you get to that T.
Okay, I'll move up to so the first door, is there another door directly across from it, or is it
pretty much almost totally opposite of each other, pretty much within 5 feet or so.
Are they all closed?
They're all closed.
All right, I'll move up to the first door. We'll call on my left, and I want to listen through the door and see if I can hear anything.
No, it's there. Everything's silent. Besides, you can hear the small hum of the lights sometimes, but in the hallway. But everything's silent.
Okay, I'm gonna back up from the door, and I'm gonna point my falchion over at Terrence, and I'm gonna point it back to the door, and I have my shield up. And of course, Terrence would know how to open a door, standing next to the wall or whatever, and push the door open. So if anything sees me first, it'll hopefully charge at me, and then he could stab it in the back.
I thought for a second Terrence should know how to open a door. I was like, damn, he's not that special.
Yeah, you grab the door to open it, and it is locked and secured. It will not budge at all.
All right. Then we'll go ahead.
I was just going to say Terrence follows through with the plan.
Yeah. And once Andrew hears the click, and I guess Terrence signals him with a shaky head that it doesn't open, Andrew will turn around and point at the next door, and we'll go from door to door doing this.
Yeah, and they're all locked, and Bill will try the few keys he has, and none of these keys seem to work on these doors, and they're all closed and locked in this hallway.
Well, I mean, on a bright side, that kind of means clear. So, since as far as we know, zombies can't use doors, so if they're all closed and locked, hopefully that means if there is anything on the other side, they can't get out to us. So continue up the hall, and I'll put my back on the left side and peek around the corner, and Andrew will signal to Terrence to peek around the right corner, so that way one way isn't unblocked.
All right. Yeah, you're going to look around the left corner, and Terrence look around the right corner of the T intersection. You look around the left corner, and it seems to be another hallway going down, pretty much like this one. And there's a few doors on both sides that are all closed, and you don't see anything else. The light system's still the same, where it's kind of flickering off and on some, but there's still a steady enough light to see.
Okay.
Terrence, you look to the right, and as soon as you look to the right, there is a soldier figure standing there with these red eyes, and he's wearing a uniform with his big flak vest. He reaches out to just grab you. So everybody roll initiative. Crystal, I know you have that special berserker. What is it?
I have
Fighter.
fighter. So when combat starts, I immediately take 1 turn.
Yeah, well, but go ahead and roll initiative. Initiative is 2d6 and add your total, and let me know what you get.
I got
I
a
have
6 altogether.
vigilant, so I have vigilant, so I also have advantage on initiative tests.
All right. So 3d6 for you.
And I got a 5.
A 5 for you. Okay. What did you get, Terrence? You're muted, Ridge.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were we supposed to add?
I rolled a 6 altogether.
Yeah, Crystal, you add them all together, total. On this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My initiative is a 9 then.
All right. You will be up first in regular initiative. Terrence will be next, and the zombie soldier will be third. But go ahead with your deal as you hear maybe, I don't know, would Terrence cry out, or what would Terrence do as this thing reaches for him?
You know what it sounds like when a little girl screams? Yeah, that comes out of his mouth.
All right. This happens as you turn and see that, Andrew.
All right. Andrew will rush the zombie. The first thing he thinks to do, just off the top of his head, is to bash the zombie. This is his pre-initiative. This is his pre-combat, right?
Right, the born fighter.
Okay, so he'll bash the zombie first with his shield. I don't know if I can do any kind of damage or anything with that. Mostly, I'm trying to smash the zombie and just try and knock him off guard a little bit or something.
Yeah, just do a standard attack 2d6. I mean, it wouldn't be your
My falchion, yeah.
preferred master weapons. So.
Yeah, no, I don't hit him with that. So maybe I just don't hit him hard enough, or he's just stronger than I thought he would be. So it kind of takes me, takes Andrew by surprise a bit, because normally Andrew feels like when he hits something like that, it staggers, but he sees this zombie doesn't. So still gonna quickly bring his falchion back around and try.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that took you 2 actions, because you would have had to move over to.
I would have had to have moved, and
you would have had to move, right. And it did that. So that took both of your actions for your prior to initiative, but you're first in initiative, so it's up on you again.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the movement being an actual action or turn thing. Okay, so all right, so he's kind of surprised, like I said, but now that it's his turn, he'll go ahead and try and swipe at this zombie with his falchion. He brings it around, trying to swipe at his gut. Unfortunately, it's it just hits the armor, and it's like it just cleaves through the armor, and there's no blood or anything as he kind of whiffs. And then he's going to go into evasive maneuvers with his shield if this thing tries to grab him.
All right. Is that evasive? That's something a trait, or is it just something you said?
Well, you can evade, right? Like you can.
Yeah, you're going to do evade. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant by evasive.
All right. Yeah, that works.
You're going to evade.
As you evade, we go up next to you, Terrence. You're up next in initiative as you see your friend trying to get this thing off of you, but it's not having much success. What would you like to do, Terrence? You have 2 actions that you can take on a turn.
Terrence is going to go into stabby mode, and he's going to attempt to stab the zombie.
All right. If you're
And he's
using your master weapon, it'll be 3d6. And,
all right. I got 5, 4, 2. I got 11 altogether.
all right, but you got a 5 though. You need a 5 or 6. So yeah, if you got a
Oh,
5 or 6, yep, you success.
all right. And how do I roll for damage?
Every damage is 1, unless you have a trait or something special that gives you more. But every weapon does 1 point. So you're able to stab into this thing. Would you like to try to hit him again?
Now,
Uh,
just to let you know, if you try to hit him again on his turn, he can hit you. You can choose to go into an evade. You can choose to evade, and on the next turn when he tries to hit you, you get a chance to dodge his attack.
Yep, the disadvantage. That's right.
all
But
right. Terrence is
that would take your every action. I mean, it's totally up to you. You can fight back, move, evade, or focus, or
Terrence is gonna instead choose to evade like the sneaky fuck he is.
all right, that works. The zombie soldier is going to look. Both of y'all are standing there. He looks towards you, Terrence, and he is going to try to reach out and grab into you. You would think. He rolled a 4 and a 6, so test your evade. It's 1d6, and let me know if you get a 5 or 6.
I have to roll a 5 or 6. You said.
Yep, 2d6, and you need a 5 or 6 like any other test. Yep.
All right. I got a 5 and a 4, so I think that counts as a pass.
Yep. If you have a 5, you are successful then. As this thing tries to grab into you and is unable to make contact with you. So we're back up to you, Andrew.
You got a 5, but it's 1d6 for evade.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give it to him. That's all I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like he said 5 first, so I imagine his first roll was 5, just for future reference. Okay, so Andrew's gonna try to hit this thing with his falchion again.
All right.
He curses under his breath a little bit because this thing is already just evading him a little too well. He doesn't like that. Oh, but this time he gets a success as his falchion goes around and cleaves the sky, and blood starts to pour from the zombie from the blue skin's chest.
All right.
And then he'll go into evade again.
Sounds good. Your friend has made contact, Terrence, as you're up next. If you have 2 actions you can do.
Terrence is gonna take all his actions to try to see if there's a way for him to finish it off.
Yep,
Yeah,
2
he's
attack.
gonna
You want to
hit
make 2 attacks? Okay. It'll be, if you're using master weapon 3d6 and you need a 5 or 6.
On the first attack, I didn't get chicken squat, and here's hoping I get something better. And on the second attack, I didn't do shit either. So
Oh no.
the nerd abilities are kind of coming into play. He can't hit shit because he's not very dexterous, as the title goes. Always got hidden dodgeball.
The zombie soldier is going to. He continues to look at you, Terrence, and as you miss him and stuff, so he's going to try to reach out and grab into you. And he rolls a 1 and a 5, so he hits into you and maybe grabs and pulls into some of your skin, so you'll take 1 point of damage.
Terrence squeals like a mouse.
Huh. And we were back to you, Andrew, as this thing is finally made contact with one of you two.
All right, Andrew will swingy his falchion again. He doesn't hit the zombie this time. He hits the arm, but again, this cloth is thicker than Andrew anticipated, and so he's going to go back into evade.
All right, perfect. How about you, Terrence, as we're back to you now?
Terrence decides he's not going to take up this, and he's just going to, put his all into his next attack.
All right.
Just let's see how this goes. I got I got a 6.
Yeah, you're able to stab into this zombie then. You got one action left.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and try to attack him again.
Alrighty.
Oh, I got 2 6s and a 2 this time, so yay me.
Yeah, perfect. Tell me how you finish this zombie soldier off with that last attack then.
Terrence does a little jump and slams it into his eye, as far as he can.
Yeah, and it just crinkles down to the floor and just falls in a heap and is not moving.
Andrew will quickly look around, make sure there's nothing else coming.
No, it seems back to you just hear the hum and buzzing of the light system, but everything else seems to be back to silence.
All right, so down the hall so down the left hall there was like it kept going straight and there were 3 more doors.
Yeah, it had doors on right and left, and if you notice looking down this hallway, pretty much the same setup too. You know, a hallway with doors on the right and left.
Do the like does the hallway end or is it like
They
turning?
both, they both go down. If you look at the right one, it just outside of the light range of what you can see, it appears that it ends down there, but you can't really tell if it ends into to a doorway or whatever. If you look back to the left where you come from, it appears it makes another like a T intersection.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Andrew will signal with his shield, like to follow, and he'll put his shield up and he'll start making his way down the right hallway. And again, at each door, he'll stop and check it and do the same procedure as before.
Yeah, same thing. All the doors appear to be secure. There's no windows looking in any of these places. I mean, it's just a solid stone brick wall, but all the doors are very heavy and they're all secured and locked. And Bill tries the keys again, and none of them work on these doors. But as you get on down into the light, where you can see at the end of the hallway, it looks like to you that appears to be an elevator down there. You see elevator doors that are closed.
Interesting. I'm not sure if we should trust these lights flickering like this, but man, it could be really good, could be really bad. I'm willing to bet that we're going to have to go down in order to continue. Oh man, but that elevator is going to make so much noise. All right, well, let's just go back and check the other hall just right now, just in case, because Andrew would much rather go downstairs. It's going to be so much quieter and stuff.
Yeah, if you go back the left way, it turns into another T intersection. And the T intersection back to the right, as soon as you turn and look around it, you notice there's one door on the right, and just past it, you see another door with a sign that says stairwell.
All right, so we're checking each door as well.
Yep, they're still the same, locked.
And what about this stairwell door?
When you get to it, as you turn the knob, it opens up. It's not as it's not the big strong doors like you've been carrying. It's just a normal door to go into a stairwell.
Andrew looks back at his team. He smiles a bit and nods, and he'll pull that door open. He has his shield in front of him, ready in case anything comes out at him. He goes ahead and sheathes his falchion so that he can do this.
Yeah, you open the door and you see stairs going down, none going up. They're all just going down.
How dark is the stairwell?
It's still got enough light that you have the dim, the light system still flickering off and on sometimes.
All right. Okay. Do we have flashlights or anything?
Oh, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you'd have.
These soldiers, did they have flashlights on them? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all would have had flashlights you would have took with you.
Okay. I tell you what. Could I have, as a slight retcon, could Andrew have like taken one of the the flak jacket things off of one of these zombies and put it on so that he could be able to carry extra stuff? Because I'm sure they'd have like little pockets for carrying ammo and a
Oh
flash.
yeah, you could have got outside of those outside in the parking lot or whatever. You could have definitely got one.
Okay, Andrew did that then. I'm going to retcon and say he did. Even if it doesn't provide any extra protection, I'd imagine it'd help with being able to carry crap.
Exactly.
Okay, well, if there's enough light that I can still see pretty well, then Andrew's not going to take out his flashlight for now. Instead, he will grab his falchion back out and start making his way carefully down the stairs. And he'll make sure he's looking at each step, so he knows he's not stepping into anything like slippery or anything like that.
Yeah, you make your way down the stairwell, and you've probably seen maybe go down at least one or two levels. You would think. I mean, the stairwell goes down a little ways, and then it comes to in there, and there's a door with a small. It's got both of these doors that had like a small window that you just would peer through. Like any normal stairwell door, but you see a small window you can look out of.
Okay.
And as you do, you notice that when you open the door, it's going to go into another hallway, and you see the same dim lighting that's kind of flickering off and on some, and appears to go into a hallway. It goes straight down for quite some distance.
Did the stairs continue down?
Nope, the stairwell stops.
All right, so Andrew will again. He'll go ahead and put sheath his falchion and grab for the doorknob, and he's gonna walk through you with his shield up, ready for anything that might jump out at him.
Yeah, you make your way through there, and it's the same, just the buzzing of the light system off and on every once in a while. But as you open and see, there's no doors on either. This hallway goes for some distance. You can't see the end of it with the lighting being the way it is.
Mm-hmm. All right. He'll go ahead and grab his flashlight. I'm going to say, at this point, if I can't see the end, I'm going to say, I kind of push myself up and I'm, holding the door open with my elbow and my shield up, And Andrew's going to take the flashlight out of his top pocket, and he'll click it and look down at the end of the hallway and see how far down he can see.
Yeah, you would think maybe using the flashlight, it appears it's going to go maybe a good 80 feet down, you would think, or so. And from what you can tell, it makes a bend, or there's probably a way to go back to the left.
Okay. All right. Andrew's gonna shut the door right quick. He's gonna take time to put his shield away, and he's gonna grab his rifle. And it's been so long since he's used rifles, but now that they're inside of this place, he's hoping it'll be, it's not going to be as much noise, especially outside. So he'll put the flashlight on the rifle. I assume there'd be a way the rifle could hold the flashlight, right?
All right.
And he'll have the rifle in one hand, and he's gonna be walking and he's gonna be aiming the rifle, but with his free hand he'll cover the flashlight, and then just every once in a while he takes his hand off the light so that he can see down to the end of the hall, and then he covers the light again so that he's controlling his light, and hopefully if there are any zombies this can help not lead them to his location as quickly.
Right. Yeah, you maneuver down with Terrence following, and then Bill and the rest of the group as y'all maneuver down. And when you get down to it, sure enough, there's not a T intersection. It just makes an L where you get to the end. The only way to go is back to the left at the end. And if you peer around to the left, you see that this hallway would probably go about 30 feet down, and it stops, and you see this very large door. I mean, it's not large enough for a vehicle or nothing, but I mean, it's a very large, secure door. You can tell it's well fortified, and you see a sign on the wall next to it that has some writing on it. But you also see laying on the floor are two desiccated bodies of what were probably soldiers. I mean, they've been there for, you think probably the year or so. They're very desiccated, very shrunken up and stuff, and they're not moving. I mean, they're both laying there in front of the door.
I'm going to shine the light at them, see if they respond.
Nope. You just see dried up, shriveled up bodies.
Terrence looks left, he looks right, and he's going to search them.
Yeah, if you go on down to them, you can tell, you notice appears both of them would have had gunshot wounds to the head. And it appeared they died as living people. The sign above the door, this very secure door, says special entry only. If you search them, you can find their weapons, or they have no weapons. Their weapons, or who knows, their weapons are not on them. They have no ID on them or anything. If you search through their scraps of the uniforms, nothing, you find nothing on them at all.
Oh, shit, special forces. Holy shit. This was deep.
Terrence asks, how do you mean? He's not a military aficionado, so this is just a whole new language to him,
Well, special
analogy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have regular soldiers, of course. I was a soldier. Special forces are specially trained individuals. They have their IDs typically completely wiped from military bases and stuff like that. They are, I guess, what people would normally call spies. I don't know. I mean, these guys, they're guys that are above, Navy or anything like that.
So, like an ass-kicking sleeper agent.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, only not sleeper, of course. They know full well what they're doing.
Huh.
Yeah. But, I mean, it'd be weird that they'd have a place out here for special forces. For sure. Either way. Bill, we have your, we already have your ammo. You don't have to continue with us if you're feeling uncomfortable, but we've come this far. I'm willing to bet one of those keys opens up that door.
Yeah,
Terrence,
you can see he's been. Oh, go ahead, Terrence.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Terrence rubs his hands together. Terrence rubs his hands together greedily and says they should ransack the place.
Yeah, you see Bill come up to you, and he says, "Well, we got to see if this key works. I mean, the old man seemed to be right so far, so let me see what I can do." And he fiddles with a couple keys.
Before he does that, Andrew's going to ask him, did he say anything about this place being reserved for special forces?
No, he didn't. He didn't go into no detail at all about any of it. He just told me, that there was a weapons cache here, and to make sure that some community that needed it and could use it and survive got it.
Well, we could definitely use it, and who knows, maybe we could build something new here. Either way, all right, I'm ready when you are. And feeling more comfortable. He's had all these years with his falchion and stuff, and so feeling more comfortable with that now. He'll go ahead and put away the gun. He'll put his flashlight like on the vest on the shoulder part, where they typically have like a place for holding flashlight.
Yep.
He'll grab his shield and his falchion, and he'll get ready.
Yeah, and Bill messes with a couple keys. They don't seem to work. He seems to be getting frustrating, and then he tries another key that he hasn't tried yet. As he puts it in, you hear gears start unclicking and stuff, and this huge, very thick door kind of poof, like the air goes out of it. Like it was air secured, airlocked, and poof, He kind of opens up just a few inches inward. He says, "Well, it worked."
Andrew will nod, and yeah, he'll move to push it open, like with the butt of his falchion.
Yeah, you push the door open, and you can. I mean, it's a very heavy, very thick door. And the first thing that you notice is the lighting in here seems to not be the dim cutting in and out. It seems to be the lights in here are pretty steady, even though it's still dim. And it appears that this is some type of secure bunker with supplies in it for sure as you open it up.
So, like, there's a barracks down here, or like bunk beds and stuff.
No, it's just a bunker of seems like there's supplies and equipment stored in here.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a storage room.
Yeah, a huge, very well secured storage room.
Wow. All right. Are there any other doors that I can see or anything?
Nope. It appears that it dead ends into this room.
Okay. All right. Andrew's going to go ahead and start stepping in. Yeah. I guess Andrew will start stepping in, and are there any crates or what?
Yep, you start seeing that there's appears to be, you see some MRE rations, you see crates of different things, and as you start looking at some of them are weapon crates. You find a crate that has 20 assault rifles in it. I'll write it all in chat so you can see. I mean, it's a pretty large amount of stuff.
Okay.
All of these will be separate crates, not together, of course.
I'll tell you what Andrew will focus mostly on getting. First, if there's like a backpack or something, he would definitely like to grab himself a backpack. And as much as he could think, he would grab some of those MREs. And then if there's like a canteen or anything like that, he'll see if there's any place where he could fill some, like a canteen or two full of water, or maybe put some canteens like in his backpack and put one on his side. Just bringing back. He already has like a nice rifle with him and a gun he got off that guy, probably like a K-bar or something, plus the flak jacket he's wearing. So there's plenty enough proof that there's stuff here that it's worth coming to investigate. So, if he could grab a backpack and like some MREs and, some water to prove that there's fresh water here, that would be, that would be great.
Yeah, you're able to find that. And as digging around, you find, so far, you find 20 rifles. You find 2 sniper rifles, 20 pistols, a crate of 24 grenades, some night vision gear, and a black plastic briefcase.
Nice. All right, I'll definitely take. Andrew will go ahead and take. Let's call it 2 grenades with him as well, and some of that night vision. And what's in the black briefcase?
It's locked. It's like a heavy plastic, and it's real tall and thick, but it's locked.
How difficult would it be to carry out of this place?
Yeah, you see Bill walk up to it and he goes, "Well, that's a strange deal, isn't it? We should probably take it with us though, and see if we can get into it later. That's strange looking."
Yeah, we could always bring people back with us and get into it.
Yeah, I mean,
thing that's going to be too much on us. Well, we got to sneak out of here as well. You got to remember that we got to sneak all the way back to camp.
Well, you're right. We can't take it all. We're a group, but we can't take it all. At least we found it, and go back and get some more people and come back, and y'all can, get it. And like I say, all I need is some ammo to keep me going for a little bit, and I'm good.
Well, I mean, look around, man. All kinds of guns and ammo. Go ahead and grab what you need.
Yeah, and you'll see him grab some extra clips of ammo that will fit his rifle and his pistol and stuff.
Uh, you mind if I hang on to those keys?
Oh, I got it, man. I'm okay. If I don't make it out of here, you get them. But
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm going to be heading back to the camp and everything. I don't know are you headed back to camp with us?
well, yeah, I don't mind going back, and I can, we'll go back and all. I can, well, I don't know. I don't stay in places long, but I don't mind bringing you back here again if we want to go back and get a bigger group and get everything.
We'll see if one of those keys work on this plastic case real quick.
Yeah, and he'll mess with the keys, and he'll finally just give up and say, "I know it must take some kind of special thing to get into this."
Well, hopefully we can figure it out later. Well, for now, we got what we got what came from Terrence. You get everything you need.
Terrence is just gonna look for stuff like knives, anything he could really use that's light and quick in the use of combat.
Yep, you can find like a combat knife or something. There's like a case of combat knives you could find and take one.
Terrence will
Okay, Laura.
gladly accept.
All right. What would your plan be? Would y'all want to leave and go back to y'all's community or what?
Yeah, that's our plan for now. We can't get this plastic case open. Uh, Andrew would probably suspect that it's probably like it might be, if it's a large case like that, it could be like a rocket launcher or something. Would be his first thought on what it is.
Yeah, you're able to, and you notice Bill.
Actually, since I have military experience, could I possibly know that that's what it is or not?
Roll. I'll give you advantage. Roll 3d6.
I got 1-6.
Yeah, you're confident by looking at this case that you've never seen. You never encountered one in your time in the military that would indicate it doesn't appear to be any kind of RPG case that you would know of.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Huh. It could be a drone or something, maybe. Okay. All right. Well, either way, we can figure that out later. We'll just we'll head back to we'll start headed back to the camp for now.
Yeah, you make your way, back up. You secure the door or whatever, and make your way back up the stairs and come back into the deal. The dead zombie soldier that y'all encountered is still laying there, and you make your way back out into the parking lot. You don't see any more routine zombie soldiers walking around, but you do see something at the front gate where you come in. You see 6 men standing there wearing these black jackets, and they are all armed with the rifles that were left on the dead soldiers in the parking lot that were left laying there, and they had the front gate blocked, and there are 6 of them standing there. And as they see all of you come out, as you two or your group comes out, one of them yells over at you and he goes, "Best thing to do is lay that stuff down there, and we may just let you walk out of here."
That's an interesting proposition. Well, is everyone kind of like still inside, or are we all coming out at this point?
Your group is all come out, and as your group comes out, and you start scanning the area, you hear behind you the door click, 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 lock, and you see Bill is not with you now.
Yeah, that figures.
And you would have also noticed when y'all left the room that he was carrying that black case.
Oh, he took the case with him?
Yep.
I mean, I would have probably said something, but
Well, he took it anyway. He would have said, hey, we'll take it back to camp and get somebody to open it for us. He was very adamant about taking it.
Yeah, I'm sure he was, which is why I wanted the keys. God damn it.
Terrence says they should have shanked him when they had the chance.
Yeah, they fucking should have. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna assume I have my falchion in the sheath. As we just come out of this place, I might still be wearing my shield just out of habit. But that said, yeah, Martine is gonna look to Terrence and he's gonna say, "Hey, get down." And when he does that, he's gonna grab a grenade and chuck it at one of these group of 6 men.
Yeah, and we'll say that could be your born fighter deal if you want to.
Yep.
Terrence ducks like there's no tomorrow.
All right, make a test. That'll be I guess I'll give you 2d6. I mean, well, you're melee though, aren't you? Your primary weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 2d6 anyway for area effect.
I got a 5.
All right. I'm going to say the grenade is going to do 3 damage to some of them. It is going to affect 4 of them out of the 6 that you see. Let me make me some notes here. You can see that after the grenade explodes, you can tell it probably affected 4 out of the 6. Let's see. Okay. Everybody roll initiative, 2d6, and add it up, except you get 3d6, Crystal.
Yeah. Total of 15. I got 3 5s.
All right.
A 3 altogether.
3 total, okay. Terrence, you will lead us out. The Death Knights, or whatever they are, will go on a 5. So, I'm sorry, Andrew, lead us out. Terrence, you'll go last. The Death Knights go in the middle. So, Andrew?
Okay. Did the grenade kill anyone?
No, you can tell that they're staggering around now, but you definitely tell it definitely injured 4 of them pretty good.
All right. Well, I know this will leave me open for them to strike me, but I got to move up there and get in close with them because that's what I'm best at. So I pull my Andrew pulls his falchion and quickly runs, and one of them that was hit, he'll swing his falchion at. I got 1 hit.
All right, you hit one of them. Okay, do you want to hit one of them that appears to be injured from the grenade, or are these 2 that were out of the way?
Yeah. No, one of them that was injured by the grenade.
All right. You strike into them. And their group goes next. As you run up there, the 2 that were seem to be uninjured or whatever from the grenade blast, they both were armed with melee type weapons, and they both run towards you. One of them you can tell has like a big club. The other one appears to have like a homemade shank deal on a club with this big wicked looking blade. The first one will hit you, so take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Andrew, I don't know. The second guy hit you, so there's another point.
All right.
The one that you just injured, he seems to be dazed. He doesn't do anything. You running up there and stabbing him, and he just got concussed by a grenade is not good for him. He doesn't do anything. The other 3 are going to shoot towards you, Terrence. The first one misses. The second one will hit. So, Terrence, note down 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And the third one will miss, so only one of them hits you. And it is up to you, Terrence.
All right. So it's my turn to try and do some damage.
Yep, whatever you want to do. If you want to, you'll have to move up to them, which would be one action because you're not close to them.
I will take the risk and move closer in hopes to stab some.
Do you want to move to the group that appears to be concussed by the grenade blast, or do you want to move to the two stronger ones?
I'm gonna try and take out the weakest looking one. You know, their strength in numbers. So
Yep,
let's
sounds
try
good.
reducing.
Did you get a
All
5 or a 6 or?
Sorry, I had to take had to do something really important real quick.
All right, no problem.
I got 2 6s and a 5.
All right, perfect. You do some damage to one of them then. We are back to you then, Andrew.
All right. Yeah, Andrew will Falchi at one of them that have taken damage already. And I'll miss this time.
All right, you still have one action, remember?
Evade.
Evade, okay. They are going to, the two that are on top of you, the two fresher looking ones, Andrew, they're going to both try to strike into you again. The first one will hit you for 1 point.
I get evade.
Yeah, he had a 6.
Okay, but I'm evading, so I get to roll.
That's right, roll 1d6.
2 for my shield. I got a 5.
All right, you evade that one. The second one is going to strike at you, and he will miss pretty bad.
Okay.
The other ones, the guy that was injured and concussed, he looks at you, Andrew, and he goes, well, you're not going to stab me and get away with it. So this time he will try to stab into you, and he does. So try your evade.
Okay. 1 success.
All right. You're able to get out of the way. The other 3 are on top of you, Terrence. The first one hits, so another point of damage. The second one hits with 2 6s, so 1 more point of damage. And the third one will miss. And we are back to you, Terrence, as you are damaged for 2 more points, as 3 of them are on top of you.
Wait, was I the one who took damage? I got a little confused.
Yeah, you took 2 more points. Knock off 2 more points.
Oh shit, I'm at 1 hit point.
All right. But it is up to your turn if whatever you want to do.
Who's the weakest looking one?
The one that you can tell, the one that you hit before, but he appears to be in pretty bad shape.
Looks like he's about to go bye-bye.
Let's hope.
A 4, a 5, and a 1. So I got
Yeah.
1.
As you stab into him or whatever, you see him go to the ground and appears to be on his last death throes. So he is down. One of them is. There's 2 more on top of you, though.
Would I be able to choose the evade action or?
Yeah. Do you want to use evade? Okay.
I'm gonna evade like a mofo.
All right. Perfect. And we are back to you, Andrew.
Andrew will swing at the guy who said you're not going to stab at me and get away with it.
All right.
And I got 2 successes.
All right. You can see he's pretty bad shape for sure now.
All right. And then evade.
Evade, okay. He will go first on you, Andrew, as he looks towards you and he says, he's coughing up blood. He says, you going with me? He had a 5 and a 6, so roll evade.
Oh, so I do evade?
No, Andrew.
I'm sorry.
I got confused again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You said, I don't know why. You said Andrew in my brain. Didn't do anything. I got a 6 as well.
Yep, you're able to get out of his way. The other 2 that are on top of you, though, the fresh-looking guys, will both strike at you. The first one hits with 2 6s, so evade on him.
Andrew?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Another 6.
All right. The second one will try to hit you, and he rolls 2 2s, so he misses. There's 2 guys on top of you now, Terrence. They're both going to try to strike out, seeing that you seem to be pretty injured. The first one misses. The second one will hit, and you're doing evade, so test evade, which is 1d6, unless you have a trait that gives you something special, which I don't think you do.
Is that Terrence or Andrew?
Yeah, Terrence.
Oh, wait, so what happened? Sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
1d6, you're evading, so test 1d6 unless you had a trait that gives you something.
I got a 3.
All right, you'll take a point of damage, so you go to 0.
Correct. I'm at 0 hit points.
All right, let's see what is going to happen. Let me pull up this chart, or I can read it. Make a save, which is just standard 2d6, and let me know if you succeed.
All right. I got a 5 and a 2.
All right, you succeed. Now roll me a 1d6.
Okay. I got a 1.
All right, you are incapacitated, which means the character is unable to act for the rest of the conflict. This may represent being knocked out or succumbing to pain and shock. The character is helpless and may not move on their own or communicate with any allies. So you are pretty much unconscious as you fall down.
All right. I'll just be a spectator in that case.
Well, no, you can bring in your backup character at this point, and they can act here in just a moment. So if you want to get that sheet ready.
Okay.
The other one, seeing that Terrence falls, the other bad guy seeing Terrence falls, looks towards your backup character, and you can tell us about him, Ridge, if you want to, your backup character, and you can also take your 2 actions.
All right, I got my character up real quick. A man around 5'8" steps out of the blue. He's white, but he has tanned as if he's been out in the sun every day for like the last 30 years. He appears to be in his mid to late 30s. He's just wearing basic black clothing. He has a little bit of a beard going on, but not much, mostly scrappy hair. He has messy hair, medium length that's like an dry, frizzy, grayish black, and it goes down to his neck. He has a battle axe. Strange looking battle axe that doesn't look like it have been from the medieval ages, but made in like put together with scraps, but it looks sturdy enough to use. And he's going to go towards the closest one. This is a heavy weapon in case that changes anything. And he is going to use Berserker and attack with disadvantage to deal an extra point of damage.
Yeah, and you're using a heavy melee. I want to say, did you read Crystal? I can look it up, but don't heavy melee in this one, he actually lets you do 2 points of damage, doesn't it?
I'm fairly sure that's right.
Let me look real quick. I think he did on this one for some reason.
Heavy, I decided to use that so I could get the battle axe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure heavy melee in this one does 2 points instead of 1. So that'll be, here it is. Heavy weapons deal 2. So you can do that. Try to attack him. You're going at disadvantage, so 1d6, and if you hit, you'll do 3 points of damage.
Okay, it sounds like a proper deal. I rolled a 5.
Perfect. Tell me how you finish that guy off then with the battle axe, because he is down now.
I first take the bottom. Of the axe, the stave as you'd call it. Only it looks more like a black steel pole. I whack him upside the head with it, and then I take it and bring it down onto the center mass of his skull. And as I take it out and like thrust it out of his head, he kind of just flings back and flops to the ground.
All right, perfect. And we're back to you then, Andrew. I believe you have the guy that is seems to be severely injured. There, it says keeps seeing who's going to go down first, and you have the two that seem to have nothing's wrong with them.
All right, I'll go ahead and. Oh, my cat got mad at me because I moved. All right, Andrew will go ahead and try and finish off that guy who's severely injured. 2 successes.
Yep, he's down. He only had one left. So.
All right, so on that last thing, he's like, "You're going down with me," and Andrew raises his shield to block that club, and Andrew says, "Not today," and stabs the falchion up into his into his rib cage, where he hits some vital organs and pulls back out. He then turns around at the other 2 guys, and he just sort of flings his the blood off his falchion, and motions with his shield for them to bring it on. He's going to evade for his second action.
All right. We jump to them. There's the 2 on top of you, and you notice the one that is still there, the injured one that is standing over there next to the backup. And you see him, seeing his friend just decimated with a battle axe. You see him take off running, and as he does, he's running away. And you see one of the 2 guys that are standing there close to you, Andrew. You see him pull up his rifle and say, "You never turn your back on us," and shoots this guy in the back and kills him. So one of those guys, that's what he does. The other one looks towards you, Andrew, and he goes, "That shield ain't going to do you any good against us, boy." And he swings at you and will miss. So we are up to you. Not Terrence anymore. What's the new guy's name again? I'm sorry. Ridge, what's your new guy's name?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself real quick. He announces himself as K in a deep, raspy voice.
You said Cade?
Just K, like the letter K.
Okay. What is up to K is the guy has run off that was on top of you, and you see these other 2 that are surrounded around Andrew at this point.
K just kind of smiles and just starts. He takes his first action to walk towards him, like a little bit of a happy strut, and he's just gonna try and take a swing at the closest guy, whether he's weak or strong or not.
All right, you just want to take a regular one, or do you want to use the Berserker deal again? Or
he's just gonna go he's just gonna not take a chance, and he's just gonna try and put it all into it. Not Berserker, but he's gonna make sure he doesn't miss.
All right, go right ahead.
So 2d6s?
No, it'll be 3 if it's your master weapon. It's 3d6.
That's right. I forgot the whole disadvantage things one. All right. So he got 4, a 1, and a 1.
Oh no, yeah. You're somehow the guy. After he shoots the guy that runs off, somehow you are just not able to connect with him as he dodges and dances around him. So Andrew, we were back up to you as you see Kay has moved over to take one of these guys out. You hope to help you, and the other one is there looking at you.
All right, I'm going to try and take out this guy real quick. This melee guy. I'm going to try and take him out real quick. So falchion Tom, and I also Andrew also misses this guy somehow this time. And he swings and misses, and he's going to go back into evade.
Right. Okay. The one on top of you, Andrew, then is going to swing at you. He had a 3 and a 5, so make an evade.
All right. Miss. So I take another point of damage.
All right. Yeah, he connects into you with that wicked club. The other one looks towards you, Kay, with this huge battle axe, and you can see no fear in him at all because he just shot one of his group members that run off, and he takes aim at you and rolled 2 5s, and so you will take a point of damage.
All right, let me put that on my character sheet real quick.
Yep, Kay will take 1 point, and we are up to you, Kay.
Kay is just gonna go for the guy who just shot him. He's not having any of this. You know, it's been a shit day. This is just getting worse. He's just not gonna deal with it.
All right.
I got 4 and 6.
All right, so he'll take 2 points of damage as you strike into him with that axe. And we're back to you then, Andrew. If that's all you is that all you're doing, or are you going to evade or try to? We're back to you then, Andrew.
Okay. Andrew will again swing at this melee guy with his falchion, and I got 1 success. So
All right.
falchion comes up and slices this guy across the stomach.
Yep, it does, and he is going to swing at you again.
I'm evading.
All right. He had a 5 and a 2, so make an evade.
6. So he hits my shield.
All right. The other guy is looking after. He is hit with the battle axe. He looks towards Kay and is going to try to get him again. He rolled a 3 and a 2, so he misses. It is up to you, Kay.
Kay is going to use his berserker and take a chance to really play hero, I guess. I don't know. I got nothing catchy to say.
All right.
And that is a 3, so it looks like he failed.
Yeah, you tried your best because you injured this guy, but he's still standing enough that he gets out of your way. Unfortunately, this time. What else would you do? You have 1 action left.
Oh, I guess I could go with berserker again and try to take
Try
him
to
out.
get him? Sure.
Yeah, try to take him. It's even worse. I just got a 1, so it looks like it's just not meant to be.
Nope, just not meant to be this round as he dodges and dances out of the way. And we're back to you, Andrew.
All right. Andrew will go ahead and use his falchion and then go back and do evade again, of course. So 1 success.
Yeah, you strike into him. He's still standing, but you hit into him, man.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll my evade because I got to let my cat out.
All right. Yep, he had a 5 and a 1, so roll evade.
2 3s, so I take a damage.
All right, 1 point of damage. The other guy that's battling out with QK is going to hit at you. He had a 5 and a 1 also, so take 1 point of damage, K.
All right.
And it is up to you, K.
All right. He's just going to try and do the normal route of damage. He notices he's putting too much force, missing, so he's just gonna abandon a little bit less damage just to actually hit him this time.
All right, perfect.
Woo, a 3 and a 4. The world's just not having it right now.
All right, do you want to attack him again or evade, or what would you like to do?
I'll take attack for 600, please.
Yep, go again then.
Yeah, I got a 4 or 2. It's just.
Oh man, okay. Yep, you miss him then, and we were back to Andrew when you get back.
Back.
All right, we are back to you, Andrew. Is Kay missed on his attacks?
Okay. One success on my falchion,
One, okay. He takes some more damage.
and then evade.
All right. He's going to try to hit into you. And he had a 3 and a 6, so evade.
5.
All right, you're able to get out of his way. The guy that's standing toe-to-toe with the battle axe wielder is going to try to hit the battle axe guy, and he will miss with 2 2s. So we're up to you, Kay, and the battle axe.
He was just hoping that K finally hits. I finally got a 5.
All right, perfect. He is still standing, but you see him kind of staggering. I mean, that took a pretty good blow at him, and it appears that he's not far to be on his last leg at all. So we are back to you, Andrew.
All right. 6-5.
All right. He appears to be staggering around for sure now. As he looks towards you and he goes, "I'm going to take that sword from you, boy." And he had a 6 and a 2, so evade.
He hit me.
All right.
Hold on, let me check my damage. Yeah, I still have 1 left.
All right. The guy on K is going to try to strike into him, and he will miss with a 2 and a 4. So, K, we're up to you. If you can finish this guy off, maybe.
Wait, were you talking to me?
Yep, it's up to you. The guy missed you, so it is your turn to try to take him out.
All right, yeah. I'm not going to take the Berserker. I was thinking about, I was like, it didn't end well the last 4 rounds. I'm 2 or 3. So I'm just going to go the normal route with the first route, the first throw, and we'll see.
All right.
3d6. Come on, K. Every kiss begins with K.
Well, you might be right. I just got a 5.
Hey, tell me how you finish him then. If you want.
How can I get really interactive with this? Kay just pushes him to the ground and starts chopping him up like salami on a chopping block, working his way up from the leg to the head.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty gross and bad, but you were able to do that. He doesn't even scream out. I mean, he's just totally mutilated from it. Andrew, you see that going on as you're standing there toe-to-toe with this guy, wondering who's going to be the last standing.
Okay, still has 1 left. One move left, right?
Yeah, if you want to, Kay, if you want to do something else.
Kay is just happy. He's going to do a little bit of fist bump to the air.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I can finish this guy off. Hopefully. 1 success at least. 2 successes at least.
All right.
That's one.
He's stumbling around, and you can tell he's about down, but he's still up a little bit. So he's going to try to hit into you. And he had a 4 and a 6, so evade.
I had a 3-6.
So you evaded?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
He
Kay,
hits my shield.
Yep. And Kay, we're up to you as you see your friend and this other Death Knight guy, but both appear to be both about to fall over. But it is up to you, Kay.
All right, yeah, Kay's going to try to use his first move. Does he have to walk to the guy to actually get to him? Or is he
Yeah,
close
you'd have
enough?
to move over to him, so that would take 1 action, and then
Okay.
you have 1 action left.
He's going to just, take his first action to get to the guy, and then the second one to do a Berserker, and let's hope he gets lucky.
All right.
He does not get lucky. He got a 3 instead of success, so, yeah.
Oh, no. All right. Andrew, can you finish this guy off?
Let's see. All right. Andrew finally says, "You talk too much," as he brings his falchion up and slices clean into this guy's neck And of course, just blood starts to pour out of the guy as he like kind of just drops his club and his eyes go wide as he's like grabbing for his neck, but it's no use. He slowly falls to the ground, and collapses dead.
Yes, he does. He is down and out for the count. You don't see or hear anything else from the group. There's nobody hiding that you can see at this point. At this point, you hear Terrence kind of groaning and stuff as he is restored back to 1 HP. Terrence, as you're waking up from this, you're very groggy, disoriented, and wounded, of course, but you're coming back to awake.
Yeah, Andrew quickly moves over to him. I'll check my backpack. If they would have had any medical like kits in there, like first aid kits or anything, I would have definitely grabbed one of those. Did they have anything like that in there?
And bunker deal,
Yeah.
you would have got one in there.
Okay, cool. So then Andrew will grab out one of those first aid kits and he'll be like, "Are you all right?" And he'll grab the flashlight and shine it in his eyes and like follow the light and everything and patch him up real quick.
Terrence groggily would say, "Eggs and toast."
Yeah, but we'll get you some eggs and toast.
Was there any toilet paper?
Was there any toilet paper?
You did find a case of it. Charmin.
Yeah, we found toilet Charmin. That was the first thing you grabbed.
But yeah, there's no more threats, no more zombie soldiers, no more Death Knight gang or anything. You have not seen or heard from Bill since all this started. The doors were closed and locked.
I knew I should have fucking taken those keys from him. I knew it. Man, I was out of character. Like I was seriously sitting there like when I said, "Yeah, let me have those keys," I was seriously thinking like Andrew's gonna pull his gun, point it at Bill, and say, "No, I gotta insist. Let me have those keys." And I didn't because I was like, well, whatever. But it was like, but also because it was meta knowledge, because I was sitting there like with my meta knowledge going, yeah, this was too easy. But then it's like, Andrew wouldn't think this is too easy. Like Andrew would think, well, we've gone this far. He hasn't betrayed us. No reason to get aggressive or anything. So, yeah. Either way. So, there's no need trying to get in this place. There's no way we ever will. So we got some MREs out of it, some toilet paper, some medical supplies, 1 grenade at least, and a couple of rifles and some ammo, a good bit of ammo, and some nice flashlights and stuff. So hey, we got some stuff worth it. So let him have his goddamn black case, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, continue, Andrew, and tell us how the story ends for Andrew, because we were at that point.
Yeah. Andrew and his team will head back to civilization, and we'll, tell the other soldiers basically everything that happened out there. There is kind of like a system. I mean, being military and everything, there is sort of a higher system, but at this point, in a way, like all kinds of titles are sort of formal. So, like, even though earlier he was talking about, like, oh, the captain's here or whatever, it doesn't really matter anymore because of the collapse of civilization. So, he returns with the supplies. He tells them about basically being betrayed. Says, he didn't really see it coming. No idea what the hell he wanted with that case. He was definitely really interested in it. Andrew says if he guesses, probably some kind of drone or something, I don't know. It's pretty large and definitely not any kind of weapon or anything like that he's ever seen. But if it was special forces, there's just no telling what the fuck it was. It could have been an unmanned, ground vehicle or anything.
Well, watch it be a sick joke and just be a collection of Playboy magazines.
Yeah, might be something.
All right, Terrence, how will the story end for you as you get back and you gradually get back to you get medical care and gradually get back to your old self?
Terrence will be happily just fine, knowing that he has toilet paper to use, and he will just hug one of his last remaining comics, knowing that he will not have to use it anytime soon, at least.
All right. This is how the story is going to end. We scan back to the day when you come out of the complex and you saw or met and had the battle with the Death Knights. Bill closes the door and locks himself back in the complex, and you see him make his way back through areas that you do not go through. And you see he comes through like a hidden passage or whatever, and he comes out on top of the ground there, and he starts, he hears the battle going on, of course, with all of you, but he sneaks around and is not seen, and he follows his way back to y'all's camp, but he doesn't go there until a day or so later after you, Andrew. As you get back and you're not on a watch that night, the next morning, the person on watch comes to you, Andrew, and he says, "Hey, man, some guy come up here last night wearing like these army fatigues and this hooded jacket and stuff, and he left something for you. He said to make sure Andrew gets this." And you see him open up a camouflage-looking belt pouch deal, and as you open it up, that set of keys is in there, and there's a note, and a note says, "I keep my end of the bargain, Bill." And you see this a set of keys in there as he hands it to you. Then we go after Bill has made his trip back to the camp and left this package for you, Andrew. A couple days later, a couple towns down the road or wherever he's went to now, you see one small key that he pulls out of his deal, and he puts it into this black case, and he opens the black case up, and it unlatches, pop, pop. He raises the case up, and he goes, "Huh, the colonel didn't lie about this either. That old man was pretty trustworthy. Well, when it gets too bad, all I've got to do is," and you see him take out a piece of paper that's got a sequence of numbers on it, and he goes, "All I've got to do is punch these numbers in. There won't be no more zombies. There won't be no more living. Hell, there won't be nothing left." That is the end of the venture known as Don't Talk to Strangers, using the Tiny Living Dead system by Alan Barr and Galanite Games. Thanks to Crystal and Ridge for playing, and we tried it out and survived.
I have to be honest, I really love the way that ended.
Yeah,